vehicle awnings and what you need to know. So you finally decided that you want to buy a four-wheel drive awning for that big trip coming up, but you don't know what to look for. Well, don't worry. With our guide, developed from several years of operating and looking at all sorts of different awnings, you'll be an expert in no time at all. This is the first thing you're going to see when you take your awning out of the box. The cover bag protects your awning from the elements. Also, a cover bag is usually made of a vinyl or a material that breathes, reducing the potential for moisture retention in the awning, which is very important. Now, straps hold the awning fabric and rafters when it's stowed. These vary, but typically they're strapped with Velcro over a section of the strap with a buckle, or they're Velcro for the full length. Now, the spine is your awning's backbone, and thus it's a large part of the structural strength of the awning. If the spine's not stiff enough, pulling the straps to pitch the awning for a 180 and a 270 degree awning may well bend the spine. The spine may also vibrate or bend at speed on corrugations, especially if it's projected too far forward of the forward support bracket. A stiffer spine means it's usually a better support point for the awning hinge and hinges in the case of 180 and 270 degree awnings. Ripstop fabric or canvas? Which way to go? Now, ripstop fabric is a woven, durable, water-resistant fabric, often made of nylon. It's also lightweight and often used in awnings. Canvas is heavier and generally more robust than ripstop style of fabric, and is made of various materials such as cotton or sometimes polyvinyl chloride, and may last longer than a ripstop fabric if it's cared for properly. Also, some awnings have fabric treatment which reduces the penetration of heat through the fabric, offering a cooler shade. The fabric needs to be both waterproof and UV stable. Features worth checking out with the awning supplier. If you're purchasing a canvas awning, be sure to follow the manufacturer's guide on seasoning the canvas to get the most out of your investment. We'll call the hinge the collection of metal frames body that houses the pivot pins on a wing awning for the purpose of this discussion. The hinge is attached to the inner end of the rafters, allowing them to unfold and fold when opening or closing the awning. Now, the hinge is all about strength. The body of the hinge needs to be robust to handle the bending loads put on it from the rafters. These loads are of course greater if the awnings are used freestanding without poles and guy ropes. Freestanding awnings should have a more robust hinge, which usually means a thicker material, typically steel, but not always. Weld quality where the rafter bearing shaft meets the pivot pin is also a factor here. It is worth keeping in mind the projection issues, that is the fixing points for the front bracket and the rear support bracket. In other words, the length of the awning spine which fits the roof rack. These limits are usually set by the awning manufacturer. There are many different rafter designs. Again, as with the hinge, freestanding awnings will normally have a more robust rafter design. Some rafters are simply an aluminium extrusion and some are effectively a truss. Again, robustness and weld quality need to be considered when choosing an awning for strength. Some rafters are short but have extendable arms. These can have the advantage of allowing a square footprint when viewed from above. This also gives a very big advantage that when packed down, the awning is shorter and fits closer to the length of the shorter roof racks. And this means less unsupported awning frame forward of the forward mount point, a big advantage in an off-road or corrugated road conditions. Some awnings are referred to as freestanding awnings. In some conditions, these awnings do not require the support of poles or guy ropes, peaks. However, they do come with a caveat often related to the wind speed specific to their design. Typically, even freestanding awnings can come with some poles, guy ropes and pegs. These are best used if the weather is windy and gusty or raining or even snowing, or if the awning is left unattended when prevailing weather conditions can change. The poles can support the awning from downward pressure and the guy ropes support the awning from an upward pressure. Combining them gives some protection against both. Additionally, guy ropes without a pole can apply downward pressure fitted on the outer edge of an awning between the rafters, creating a valley to better drain rain from the awning and thus avoid ponding, which can permanently stretch the fabric, making ponding even worse for subsequent uses. Awning brackets. Our awning brackets are very important. These support the awning spine and thus the whole awning, in fact. Brackets can be attached directly to the spine of the awning, or they can be fitted with a RacksBrax quick release hitch solution which sits between the awning and the bracket. Now, some awnings are supplied with brackets and some are not. When pricing an awning, it is a significant cost. The brackets are not supplied or of an inferior quality and you wish to replace them. Awning manufacturers usually stipulate the required number of brackets for a given awning design and often stipulate maximum unsupported length from a bracket at each end of the awning spine. It's good practice to place a bracket as close as possible to the awning hinge, as these areas are working hardest in adverse weather and road conditions. Awning brackets are typically made from mild steel or stainless steel and are often powder coated for better protection and a better look. Mild steel brackets can come with either electroplating, powder coating or both. It's important that your brackets and the fasteners do not rust and drop rust stones onto your vehicle's paintwork. So think about bracket and fastener quality if you value your vehicle's paint job. Quick release hitches require no tools, or it's just not quick release. These are typically aftermarket products that enable you to remove your awning from your vehicle quickly to save it from water and sun damage when it's not needed on the vehicle, and to reduce weight and drag and thus fuel consumption. Products like the RacksBrax quick release HD hitches and XD hitches, depending on the awning design, make and model, sit between the brackets and the awning. This is often the awning manufacturer's bracket, or they can be an aftermarket bracket, including a fully engineered stainless steel 5mm powder coated range of brackets from RacksBrax, which includes the all-important XD side twists, which lowers the headroom of your vehicle when your accessories are safely stowed in your garage. So, as you can see, there's plenty to consider choosing the right awning for your needs. The RacksBrax range of quick release hitches work with most popular four-wheel drive awning brands on the market. If you'd like to know which RacksBrax quick release hitches you need for your particular awning make and model, head to our Works With page on the website, where many awnings and accessories are broken down by make and model for your convenience. They're also listed with exactly what RacksBrax components you'll need.